interesting enough, Josie, you look at an MGB, they were the stalwart of motorsports for such a long time.
Production sports car racing.
And still are. And of course, Japan had to one-up it in the late 90s.
Yeah, well, the Maserati 5 has certainly taken its place as the entry-level production sports racing car.
Robin Todd, in a car that was, I love the story behind Robin Todd's car. Given to him 20 years ago, and as a hobby,
To be on the line in the Fiat 1100.
I had only ever seen one in a book. I'd never seen one in up front. I think I'd seen one occasionally.
Mark 1 Ford Cortina. It wouldn't be Leyburn without a bevy of Cortinas.
Yep. This is Neil Lewis's actual car. It's been driven by a host of people here this weekend, but over the years, but only this time around, of course, no Ken Freeman. Ken McAndrew, talent of Skira.
I never wanted to put them on mine.
Been given the baton, the hand of the baton to drive this car. To be honest, I know, look, I don't need to say this to anybody, but he treats this as a privilege, you know. It is a privilege to drive this car. It's got such a great value. Go the mighty 40! Bit of wheel spin. Just okay. And now we'll take a brief holiday from the United Kingdom and arrive in downtown Tokyo as
an Isuzu Ballet lines up. Glenn Potter at the wheel.
Yes, the
a race car that was built up for speed on speed and has been racing in hill climbs and sprints ever since.
Yeah, I'm led to believe too, from think this might be for sale.
Well, yeah, 1.5 litre, so it's right in the mix with your Cornies and cars and all that.
A lot of mine to junior competitors too, that you've got to go to the timing office and nominate your time, please. All junior competitors, make sure you've nominated your time before you come to the start line. All junior competitors, make sure you've nominated your time prior to coming to the start line.
And Alfa Romeo in the house, Mel Kaysen gets underway in Alfa Romeo GDB 2000. Part of the history of Australian motorsport, the GDB 2000. Tom Clint's back, one of our junior racers. Ready to go, the Corolla. '72 model Corolla. Tom's very keen. Balancing the revs. Let me go, wave the flag.
That car was built purposely by Farmer, took the start motor put in. Check your group in stick as well.
And yes, this is the next group in series race car.
What the whole lot was too early on was one of the F5000, popular car in motorsport, but normally the coupe version of it. Although believe it or not, back in the early days, this is the car that was very popularised at Bathurst, running the original Armstrong 500.
John Forbes on the way. Car that was called in some parts. Rallying in Australia, and also followed up with a long series of legendary Datsun rally cars through the 710 as driven by George Ferry, the Stanza. and so on, and then
Yes, that's
circuit
ready.
racing.
Jonesy, one thing that you think about two cars that are synonymous with those two passenger cars with the one's the Datsun 1600, the other one's the Marco Escort and Cortina.
Oh.
You've got the Escort, both adaptable for both bitumen and also fire.
Another Forest rocket from the era of the Master RX-2, Stephen Gander at the wheel. Our first rotary of the weekend. Distinctive sound of the Mazda rotary.
You know I love them.
And now Warren lining up, and that means it's time for the Corries.
Yeah, they're going to be split up in a minute by Magna, who's coming a little bit further down the paddock here at a certain R100. Remember juniors too to keep nominating your time. I've got to say this because I forget the kids. Juniors, make sure you nominated your time before you come up. Make sure you nominated that time to the timekeeper. Either that or send your support crew up prior to your run to come and let the timers know which is sort of been felt out in the event administration hub over there. So make sure you get that time to them, please.
Glenn Westner in his Toronto XC1 lining up on the line now with Warren Tate's orange Toronto XC1 already out on course.
Now folks, we're going to keep ourselves here in the office for the first run right through, and then we're going to migrate out. That car's beautiful. Yep, here he comes, Peter McCall.
It's got the GTHO bits on it, but not a genuine GTHO. But it looks as good, goes as hard. 5.8 litres of force minus. And now here's Matty Cliff.
That's not a bad midfield engine, that's just how Roman's run with the lubricant in the oil. Now, folks, if you've never seen Matt Clift run, you watch him here in the start-finish line. We need to watch him over the finish line. He is M-A-double-D, this bloke. M-A-double-D, that's all I can say.
Long-time front runner in the Queensland Historic Touring Car Championship in Mazda RX-2s. He's stepped into the original.
He drives this thing like he's giving it back to his wife in a divorce settlement. He really does.
Abby Wingett lining up for her second run of the day in the orange.
Yeah, this will be her first time run though. The run before was the one they set their time from. So.
She's gonna have another go.
Oop. Popped it down slightly at the start. Oh, here we go.
It's not Alan Greenberry in the wheel. It's an infant. It's not Greenberry. How wrong does that mean?
Now we've got our first rear engine. And I guess it's advisedly we've got a helmet empty.
You can see what this has got the whole arm look with the back cut away and the engine exposed at the back.
Oh yeah, but St Andrew's cross on the roof though.
Oh yeah, no, that's all that. Do you reckon he might have a slick accent, this bloke?
No bagpipes to accompany Andrew Fletcher around the circuit, the mighty helmet empty.
That's right. Is he the voice? Try and understand.
Just place the bag on the ground.
Is
Okay.
that a little bit too obscure?
Just keep going.
Well, if we can get a French Canadian singing and having bagpipes in a song, we could probably get that done. Now that's too far obscure if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't it? Really, I've really pulled it out. Talking about Celine Dion doing John Farnham's song on her recent tour, Your Voice. Right, sorry, I digress. The joke for my own benefit, no one else's. Well,
Celine Dion and bagpipes, that's music to strip house paint with.
hey Len, have all of the juniors given you their times yet?
Don't have to go super fast, but just keep.
No, I think this
They didn't nominate their times now.
Fletcher and the helmet imp is on its way. Now, and now for something completely different. John Huntberg is an appropriate name. Very Germanic name for a very Germanic
change the thinking of Porsche engineers.
Well, this was, lining up is a Porsche 928. This was the car, front engine V8. This was the car that was going to replace the 911. And 30 years on, The 928 is dead and the 911's never been more active. The V8 Porsche on its way. Oh, that sounds true.
Tremendous. And keep in mind with those very few
Gearbox was a bit of a weakness on 928s.
Now we talk about cars that come through an evolution of development. Datsun 1200 is built for motorsport.
There's always been, a bit of a Datsun 1200 in this part of the world. Jamie Finesse and Matt Campbell both started their careers in events like Leyburn.
Jamie Finesse's car is the other that's in the hands of
No. So you have Ryan Astley in his Datsun 1200, and I'm pretty sure that he will never give up or let you down or run around or hurt you.
He's never going to give up. He's never going to give you up. That's for sure.
David Malone in the Tirana Sports Sedan on the line, a regular at hill climbs all over the eastern seaboard.
The car's got a history too. The original was seen from some years ago, raced down around New South Wales on the River's line.
And a very, very similar car, Steve Wingett. Another Tirana XU1 Sports Sedan. I'm reading this right. A Chrysler Centura gearbox, 4-speed gearbox. Well, still, at least it's not full mechanical in the car. So in the car, it's
Exactly. I do that.
Gemini.
It's fucked.
Now, is it car number 51? It is.
Big Doyle.
Yeah. So we don't have Mark Burgess's V6 supercharged AC Delco car. Hey, this is the second of the two. This is once again. This is a
VR Commodore engine in this Gemini.
Yep.
So double the engine capacity, double the horsepower.
They fit in beautifully, you know that. They sort of built that one. No, Brent, you're not getting one of yours.
Now, a Commodore engine car previews Barry Hoskin coming up in an actual Commodore.
Yeah, this car's beautiful actually.
VH.
This is a really, really nice car. And hasn't this category, hasn't this body shape had a resurgence with Queensland touring cars?
This is a Phillip Island Sprints competitor for a long time. This car of Barry Hoskin's coming up to the line now. Won 2 Australian Unlimited Tunnel Haul Powerboat Championships.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry, Barry is. Sorry, the driver.
We've actually.
Powerboat racing.
Well, I was privy to go through the notes from yesterday, and I think I earmarked mine with that. It was an interesting one because you don't often you see people that are addicted to speed, right? We talk about the likes of Russell Wright, who was the throttle man for Stefan in his offshore powerboat, now racing everything he can get his hands on. What is it about powerboat racers that love motorsport, and what is it about motorsport guys that go powerboat racing? Because Colin Hockley is another guy that's gone back to powerboat racing again, but they tend to make this evolution through.
The Commodore is on its way.
Isn't that no doubt that car? Gotta love it, don't you?
And
And a guy that we need to pay homage to this weekend is Tim Trapp. Himself and his wife here today, taking photos of the event. We've signed up to the photos. Competitors, if you haven't seen Pete and ordered your photos, make sure you do, because he is the best at it in the business and his photo quality is unbelievable. So folks, Trapwell Photography is here. If you'll hear he wants some photos of the weekend, you can actually talk to him and get some photos of cars the weekend. That's Kev Kosh.
Yep, the Capri Piranha, and if you've never heard that Piranha term, it's got 3 cones into the angle, and that's how it can actually.
Yeah, that's how they built it over there. Yeah, they built it over there as a performance race car, and it went on.
Well, they didn't have Falcon GTs
No.
in South Africa. They had to make do by squeezing a V8 into the Mark 1 Capri, and there's the similar car. Car 54 on its way as well, another 3V8. Work in progress, he says. So it's getting faster each
Mr.
time.
Tyson lines up in his Corolla.
Yeah, one of a pair of very early Corollas, the KE20 series Corolla. Of course, we saw one out already.
That's a little bit different if I went quiet for a minute. He's had a rush of blood and dropped the V8 in the front, just for giggles.
Yeah, Chevrolet.
The first to do that,
Chevrolet LS1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Now, here's another bloke that's gone, there's fully mental. There is this guy here coming up, this lovely gentleman, is a guy by the name of Dave Waddington. Have a listen to this thing. So that's a 450 horsepower SR20 sitting in front of that Cortina. And the only thing smaller than the brain of the bloke driving it is the money left in his wallet after he built it.
he was racing.
Lovely bloke. Yeah, racing everything. Racing his GT Falcon last weekend.
Yeah, and had a brilliant weekend actually. He was in second in all the races, and that was because of a certain gentleman called Simon Phillips in his Tirana XU1 was just doing what he does.
Well, he's also got a completely Group N spec Cortina as well, folks. It's normal, but he thought he'd bring the abnormal one this weekend. So at the behest of the promoters too, by the way, said, "Oh no, everybody's got GT Falcons. Bring this thing." Now, Dean Amos, folks, the outright lap record holder here, and the man to watch all weekend. This will be exciting running to get the temperature in the car, but this thing is by far one of the fastest things you've ever seen. Unbelievably quick.
Gould GR55B purpose-built hill climber sprint car, 3.5 litre Nicholson McLaren V8 engine, automatic Charlie on the XU2. Yeah, the ground effects don't work at the on these little corners.
Oh, we have to watch him later on because round the back of the circuit when it's got temperature in it, he's in. Young and Darren Duffield. This car is interesting. This is the RPV. His first full run at steam in this car. Turbocharged rotary power car. And the previous owner of that car is not far behind it either. Now his father stepped down to the wheel. This is Daniel Duffield at the wheel. Now Darren Duffield, where is Darren? He's somewhere close by. Darren stepped out of this and let his son drive the car.
Jim Hamer's lining up in the Hornet Formula V though in the meantime.
Yeah, interesting car. We saw it at the Mount Common Hill Climb a couple of weeks ago.
1200cc Formula V.
Got a different set of wheels on it than we normally see. Righto, car up next. Greeny motor car for these guys. Only finished a few months back. It is the proud, or this is Warwick Hutchinson. Now, turbocharged rotary car. Car has been the driver has been a stalwart of this type of racing for some time, and Warwick's now hand-built this car himself, bought it in from England, and is setting and really getting quite used to it. This will be its virginal run here.
400 horse at the taps.
Oh yeah, and very much data specific. Sequential gearbox. All short ratio stuff. He'll get to about 5th gear between point to point. It's very, very rapid. Another one of our hand-built specials. I love this one. This is called the Fly. I love it. The Fly. It's right. Motorcycle engine car of Neil Lewis. Motorcycle engine car, the choice of these Spill Fly specials. Lightweight, good horsepower, like high revving.
Ed McCain lining up now.
Another one of the purpose-built cars out of England.
Yeah, Firehawk, 1.34 litres, so there'll be a Suzuki Hayabusa, no doubt.
Yep. Coming to grips with this car, they've been trying to get a handle on it. It's a brand new car, Ed McCain. Ed did very, very well. Made the top 6 at Mount Common the other week, so he's quite delighted. Car 63 coming up. This is David Quelch. And this is the DPQ Honda. Now this is a 1200cc or 1100cc Honda engine. Have a listen to this, Jonesy. Another guy that races against this group of cars is not here this weekend, unfortunately. It would have been lovely to have Jim's car here.
Michael Van Rappard.
Another one to watch out at the end of the day, outright honours.
This car was a Formula 3 originally, a 1992 Formula 3 Dallara. It's not anymore. Supercharged 1400 Suzuki Hayabusa.
Listen to this noise, folks. Another one of the many open wheeler cars here that are supported by the guys from the Tuning Transport. Love that note.
Another Dallara Formula 3 coming up the line. 6 model. Stephen Woodbridge at the wheel. It's a former Australian Formula 3 Championship racing car.
Gaggle of minis heading up shortly.
Has been transplanted across to sprints.
Just knock on the door to put your time in, guys. Knock on that door.
Just go back into the back paddock there later, where we will. Yeah.
Reminder to all junior competitors, make sure you come up and put your time in at the event administration hut on the start-finish line, please. All junior competitors, make sure you put your time in at the event administration hut each time before you race.
Formula 3's a global open wheel category. They have a huge event in Macau in November each year. This car would have spent some time in Macau. And I think it's the back with their second generation.
This is Jacob.
Mini. Car 44. The Mini has been shared by...
So Jacob gets a better run at this because he's got a bit more temperature in the car and also tyres right, so he'll be...
Well, this is barely the car's 4th run now. Oh, okay, it's not happy.
It's not the cold air. This car's beautiful. Have a look at the colour scheme of this car.
Turquoise and yellow. Ford Fortina, Mark 1 Fortina.
Yeah.
It's got
The only problem is, this is Alan Greenbury. He's not here this year. Alan Greenbury, one of the best painters of historic motor cars I've ever met, based out of Toowoomba. But this car is gorgeous. I just love the colour scheme. Greenbury, the only guy running here with the number exactly as how old he is.
Okay, it looks like we've had a problem with the Winged Mini. It went around the first corner very slowly, so it may have come to a halt out onto the circuit somewhere.
Right, ready to go.
Oh no, we're good to go now.
Just give her a bit of space. Not being sexist.
Mighty Ford Cortina.
And here's his other bad mate from Toowoomba behind him.
Rodney Hansen.
Yep.
Cooper S.
Now Rodney normally runs an R51 Cooper as well. But this one he's decided to run this time. This thing's a beautiful car. Very rapid, very, very quick at Gatton. It'll be quick here this weekend as well. Very accomplished drag race as well too, Rodney Hansen.
The car in 1966 that went to win the Galano 500 at Bathurst.
Running a ticket out of order too, by the way, because he's I love this car.
Now,
It's for sale too, by the way.
It looks like a Ford Anglia, but this thing's, it's probably got enough horsepower to fly around in the sky like Harry Potter, but no, it's a Mazda MX-5 engine underneath the bodywork of the mighty Ford Anglia.
Another one of the brilliant minis this weekend come out from Gordon Robbins. He's 63 Cooper S. This one's got the real big ball kit about it. She's 1380cc.
Oh, just bunny hopped on the line.
Oh, the boss is back.
Simon Boss Walker.
This thing arrives at the opening of a brown paper bag. It goes to a whole lot of motorsport events. It's had a bit of damage repaired too from a previous outing. Looks brilliant again. I always remember Group N racing back in the days when a certain young Mr. Bowser put out his start at that time, if you remember. And That's shocking for you people how quick that car was, but then again, your last name of Belgium gives you a bit of credibility, doesn't it?
Well, Kitchener coming to the line, or Kitchener, I should say, in the Mini.
And the splendid BRG.
Complete with the factory white Cooper racing stripes, the same, the white stripes that the Cooper Grand Prix team used in their Cooper Climax race cars that Jack Bradley took to Formula One World Championship.
Yes, well, some of our mates, some of the Leyburn lads are starting to arrive now. Once again, none of them live here, but they're just referring themselves. They've got jackets and shirts, caps, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's Queensland's version of the Bathurst crew. As Greg Bull's Mark 1 Ford Escort comes up to the line.
It's not happy.
No, it's another one that's struggling with the temperature. So yeah, as Greg Bull gets on his way in the two-tone blue Mark 1 Ford Escort.
Here comes Porky, Keith Edwards at the line in the ex-Jamie Finesse car. Now that car's got some history here. In fact, I was slotted into drive that a few years back and never actually got around to doing it. And then Porky got it, so I don't want to do it now. Brilliant piece of motoring history, that car.
I want to see if we can get around there.
Oh, someone's got into the wall. I've got my spotters on the other part of the racetrack.
Alright, so Will Kitchener or Greg Bull's got themselves into a bit of strife then.
Yeah, that's not nice. No, the boss actually.
Oh, really? The Falcon? XP Falcon's in strife?
He,
What'd you do, Simon?
I'm getting all messages come through here. Yeah, and a substantial he's gone into, by the way.
We don't want to lose the Falcon this early. Come on.
No, sir, but Crouchy's off.
There goes the guy.
So Mark, while we get the chance, let's really thank those that are making the best they can this weekend. And we really do need to, while it's a quiet moment, make sure that everybody sort of knows what's going on. Now, what I want to do is I'll just tell you this. This weekend, there's a whole lot of stuff going on that we're really, in the background, is going to make it a whole lot nicer weekend for you. The vintage caravans are on display over behind the Royal Hotel, and we'll be judging their event tomorrow. It's actually today, actually, at 4 o'clock. So if you want to go over and see who's the best dressed after that, we'll be doing all that after 4 p.m. today. Now, the very popular show and shine will be over there as well, and that'll be opposite to the hotel in McIntyre Street. So that's over the other side today.
No, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow as well.
No, just tomorrow.
Just tomorrow, and then of course we've got our markets on as well. So they'll be check down to head out what's going on there as well at our trade stalls. The Carrara State School is the Carrara spelled with a K, by the way, is the recipient of our auction tonight. It was great to have them involved. They'll be the beneficiary of our fundraising activities this weekend, which includes our hot laps and our charity auction. And of course also the fun run on Sunday morning, which I will not be participating in this year, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh.
No, I won't be. And my body's not built for running, it's built for rolling. And of course we're going to reduce the financial burden on rural families by providing some well-earned funding into the schools. So that's for the charity auction. Will be held again tonight at 7 o'clock in the Royal Hotel, so make sure if you've got to be there or be square, come and join us for tonight's charity auction. That goes over really well. Now the pterodactyl helicopters, Joe. So there's no helicopters again. Righto. Location of the original 49 Grand Prix was right this weekend, and there's a whole lot of stuff that you do. If you go to the RSL, there's a small museum area where you can find out more information about how this runs. So log up to the RSL, which is of course up in McIntyre Street up there, and go and have a look at the historical history of the event here in 1949.
If you came down to Leyburn from the north via Toowoomba, you would have gone past the entrance to the Liberator Place, where the original Leyburn race circuit is. It was 3 World War II airstrips, and Liberator bombers were run out of RAAF Leyburn.
Yeah, that's right.
And The racetrack itself is aware of trespassing, but you can drive up the road to the property border. And,
folks, keep in mind,
some of the remnants of the section.
you'll see those photos of how it was designed too up in there, as I said. So if you want to sort of put two and two together, go up there, have a look at the photos, maybe take a couple of snapshots on your phone, and then go and have a look at what you can see outside. If you're here this weekend and you're running short of cash, plenty of ATMs too. You'll find them down on Pit Corner there beside the Royal Hotel. The ATMs are down there, so make sure you go and find that. And Jonesy, look, our community groups that are involved this weekend and benefiting from this event are these. Of course, we're talking about the Leyburn Rural Fire Brigade, the CWA, the Carrara Hall Committee, Leyburn State School, of course, St Matthew's Catholic Church, Clifton School, of course, the Greymere Hall Committee. Please make sure you support these organisations when they're running around. A fair bit of work going around. I think we're going to have to, from what I gather, is the boss's car, so that's Simon Boss Walker's car that's had a heavy impact with the hay bales. We think at this stage, so my spotters are telling me. The sponsors issue too, Judge. You cannot say enough about these guys. Okay, the guys, of course, from Boral, Collins Hay, Tourism and Events Queensland, Shannon's Insurance again, and the Southern Downs Regional Council.
Thank you.
They're top level support of this event. We could not do it without you guys, and thank you so much for being involved. We also got to thank the guys from Rockley Truck Spares.